Riding all different kinds of surfboards is one of the best ways to actually improve your surfing, and today we've got a board with the funkiest fin configuration that you could find. This one's actually got 6 fin boxes, which I'll explain a little bit later, but welcome back to another episode of Design to Ride presented by Surf Ride Board Shops. Today we've got none other than the Thunderbolt Designs, Billy Tolhurst and Harley Ingelby collaboration 3+3 surfboard. This episode is pretty special because we actually did get to go out and get a couple waves in some decent surf on this thing, and I will tell you straight away that I was thoroughly impressed with the way this board handled, the way it turned, the way it paddled, how much glide it had, and I'm really excited to dive a little bit more in detail about what makes this board tick. Now, while I personally have not always been a fan of this style of board and construction, similar to that of Slater Designs or Firewire, this board outperformed all of my expectations tenfold. It was lively, it was quick, it was responsive. The HIBT 3+3 is the ideal board design for intermediate to advanced surfers in the smaller size range, 5'10", 6'0", and 6'2", and I believe 6'8", 6'10", and 7'2", I would say, for beginner intermediate surfers. It's got a really flat rocker profile, a fairly wide nose, and a wing in the tail to allow for more versatility and better pivot in smaller waves. The first thing I noticed when I got on this board to catch a few waves was how well it actually paddled and projected down the line. Some boards just really sit right underneath your chest and give you that much more of added paddle power without adding too much extra volume. The board that I was on is 5'10", 19 3/4, and 2 9/16. It's right around 32 liters, which is a little bit more than I would ride in a standard shortboard, which would be right around 30 liters, but not too much to where it was limiting the way I wanted to surf. What's really unique about this 3+3 fin system is that you can either run the board in one of 3 different configurations: as a quad, as a twin, or as an asym, where you run a twin fin on your toe side and the quad fins on your heel side for a little bit more bite and ability to hold a rail at higher speeds when you're doing a big carve. I started out the session on the quad set of fins, and it was fast, lively, and had way more glide than I anticipated. While ideally I feel like I would pick this as a twin fin for fun beach break and as a quad for a reef like Cardiff or something where you get a little bit more projection and speed. You can see in the waves that I was catching, this board is fast, fluid, I could put it where I wanted it to, and was having an incredibly fun time in some super fun beach break surf. The quad set I was using is the Harley Ingelby quad, which was designed around this shape, so it just complements it very well. And ultimately, when I came back in, I swapped out the fins for a pair of the FCS2 Power Twins. This is a really good standard upright twin fin that is a great mix of having a solid base but not being so big and keeled out that it's gonna limit your abilities when you're going to do a little bit more progressive maneuvers. The first thing I noticed when I hopped on the twin fin is kind of like what you would expect, where the board was a lot more skateboard-like. It generated speed exceptionally well, and it made maneuvering the board in smaller waves a little bit easier. The ideal surfer for this board would be someone who's in that intermediate to advanced skill range in the smaller sizes and looking for a little bit of additional glide in a relatively bulletproof construction. One of the things that I really like about the Thunderbolt Designs is that they spend a lot of time in the actual design and engineering of their construction, pushing the surfboard manufacturing and the materials we use in a different direction to promote some sort of progression. If you need like a one-board quiver, maybe you're a little clumsy, and you just want something that is bulletproof, I smashed on this thing for the last 2 sessions that I've had it, and there's not a single dent in the thing. So if you're in the market for a good daily driver and something that you can ride pretty much anywhere in Southern California, be sure to come into Surf Ride Oceanside or Solana Beach and check them out. Let us know what you think. I actually rode it again this morning and had just as much fun and started figuring out this board even more. I'm a big fan. I feel like it fit my surfing very well, and hopefully I could say the same for yours too. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you in the next one.